Welcome to Second Impression Podcast. I'm your host, R.A.P, aka Rhythm and Poetry. Today's guest is BTB founder and Canadian hip hop artist KingCanada. Always forget how long the applause is.
I was gonna say you could have let it go a little longer, I was just starting to take my bow.
Awesome. Welcome to the show. First things first, introduce yourself to the listeners and let them know where they could find you.
Yeah, I go by the name King Canada. You write it all in as one word. You can find me on any streaming platform, Spotify, Apple, all that fun stuff. I also run BTB Records with a lot of great artists, and you can check out BTB Facebook group on just type it in and you'll find us.
Awesome, man. So that's going to bring us into the first question of the interview. So for people who don't know, I would like to ask you, how did you choose the name KingCanada?
King Canada came about a little later on. When I first started writing and rapping, I was in my early teens and I went by the name The Enterprise, but it was more of like a horrorcore vibe that I wrote. And when I kind of switched up my whole style, ended up gaining life experiences and stuff like that, I decided to go with a different name. And I settled on King Canada. I had a family and everything, and like king of my domain. So that's kind of how it came about.
Cool. In Canada, I guess, because you're from Canada, right?
Yeah, I had to throw the nation in there.
Well, there you go. So yeah, my second question for you is, what kind of vibes do you usually bring with your music, or what can people expect when listening to your music?
I like to be very unique with my music for sure. I'm really big into the lyrical aspect, so I bring in a lot of bar heavy tracks. Love using punchlines, metaphors. It'll be rare when you'll find me doing a club bang or anything like that. So it's more of underground vibe, independent vibes. When you think of like the Mercules, Chris Webby's, Jedi Mind Tricks, stuff like that, and just like going the lyrical route. As you can tell with BTB, bring the bars that I run, as I'm very bar heavy and always about the bars.
And I know you do a podcast of your own as well, and I definitely always really like this segment where you pick the people's bars out of their songs and try to get them to guess them, because that shows that you're actually going dissecting the song, going into a song, picking some bars, and then trying to get the artist to remember them. I really like that.
Yeah, there's a couple times going through because I don't have lyrics pulled up or anything. I have to really listen to the track, and sometimes in the name your bars segment, I actually had gotten a couple bars wrong because I heard it differently.
So it's all up for interpretation sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's going to bring us to our third question. So you mentioned the Bring the Bars group. So where did the name Bring the Bars come from?
That came way before the group. I wrote a line. I can't really remember completely, but I was spelling out words in my rhyme scheme like LOL, like STD, kind of stuff like that. And I said, I'm always bringing the bars. That stands for BTB. And then that always stuck with me. I like the ring of it, BTB, bring the bars. And that's kind of how it came about way later on. It must have been 3, 4 years after I said that line. It's finally when the group was created.
Damn. It was like a whole journey to get there.
Yeah, just that name always stuck in my head, and I just yeah, because even when I first started with like a little label I did in my teens with my friends from North Bay, it's in Canada. We called ourselves AYNB Records, and I always liked like the lettering for a label too as well. And then that fell through. Everybody kind of went their separate ways, and then BTB always just stuck in my head. I really like the ring of it.
Well, you could definitely say it's come around full circle since then, I guess.
Yeah, big time.
So we'll move on to question number four. Who would you say is your biggest musical inspiration?
Starting off was definitely Eminem. Would have been my biggest musical inspiration, and then as time went on, it was a lot more of these independent artists that became my inspiration, like Tech Nine with Strange Music, Chris Webby, Mercules, Jedi Mind Tricks, R.A. the Rugged Man. So went more towards these independent artists that made a name for themselves and through the being actually independent.
I definitely have the same inspirations on this side here, man. I love Chris Webby. I love basically everybody that you named. Jedi Mind Tricks, Tech Nine. Tech Nine's really huge in the movement that he's created for everybody with strange music and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy what they have all done with no label promotion, and I think that's a thing of the past now. Really, a lot of times now.
That's true. So yeah, we're gonna move on to question number 5. Knowing that you're a big wrestling fan, what wrestler, dead or alive, would you want to make an entrance music for?
Oh, damn, that's a good one. See, one of my favorites is Stone Cold, but his entrance music was perfect. I wouldn't want to switch his. Um, I don't know. I'd have to go maybe Chris Jericho would be fun. Rey Mysterio would be a lot of fun as well because he uses a lot of hip hop in his entrance music. So I'd love to do one for Rey Mysterio.
That'd definitely be some high energy stuff.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
Yeah, you got to bring the energy for the high flying phenomenon.
And then if I wanted the money, I'll make one for The Rock.
I think you get it. Yeah, you could probably get away with that too, man. I think you could probably do some good music for all three of those guys. So we'll move on to the last question of the interview. So with this last question, I'd like to ask you, what's your plan for your future in music?
Right now, it's mostly I kind of put my own music on the side a little bit to focus on the BTB Records crew. So I'm more focused on getting everybody's debut albums out. We already had Automatic. Kofa's working on his. Otis. We just signed Roz, so I'm excited for that and more to get them going. And I'm kind of taking a little side road. I am working on a little thing that's can't say too much about it, but I'm gonna work on a little project for myself. But besides that, I'm putting kind of my music on hold to focus on BTB Records and also BTB Radio, which I'm excited to get off the ground. Been working on that, so
Nice. I definitely share the same experience of just kind of putting your stuff on the side for a minute and making sure that all the steps you take united as a group. Not just one person bounds and leaps ahead of everybody else.
yeah. And I'm also one too where material doesn't come to me like all the like lines do, but when I focus on an album or when I worked on Global Domination 2 for an example, like all my focus went on that, and then once I finish it, like I need a good break from it. Like I need to step away and I need to focus on other things. So I like taking a little break after I release a project.
Yeah. All right, so let's conclude the interview for today. Now we're going to be moving on to Quiz the Wiz. For anybody who doesn't know what this segment is, basically it's a little quiz show that we create specifically for our guest. Before the show, we ask them to give us 3 categories that they think that they're extremely knowledgeable in, and then yeah, we make a little quiz show and we see how they do. Today's 3 topics are Toronto Maple Leafs, Big L, and wrestling. I got some pretty good questions here. I think this might be like a fairly decent one. After I guess the first episode, I've actually been doing a little bit better with the questions and not making them so hard.
Yeah, I remember when I did it with you and your brother, but I was like, I have no idea any of these
We went back to the dawn of time, man. That's a bad habit. When I go for questions, I go back to the dawn of time. But
answers. Yeah.
we're going to start this off with question number 1. This is a Toronto Maple Leaf question. And there's also an extra point in here if you could also tell me what year. But what is the name of the mascot of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh my god. uh, it's a bear, but I have no idea the name. I
No
have
guess?
no clue. Man, I can see him too, and I'm. It's a something bear.
It's on the back of his jersey, man. Picture the back of his jersey.
Yeah. I'm seeing it too. Like, uh, shit, Craig the bear or something like that.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, sure. Craig the Bear. Oh, damn.
It was not. It was not Craig. It was Carlton the bear.
Ah, yeah.
You could still get a point off of this if you guess which year that he became the mascot for the Leafs.
Oh, I don't know. 1990, 1995.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, sure. Oh, shit. What a random guess that was. I knew it was the 90s. I was like, I'll go in the middle.
Yeah, it. He became Carlton the bear became the mascot for the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1995.
Wow.
Yep, great guess,
That's
man.
a
Great guess.
no kidding.
So we'll move on to question number 2. This is a Big L question. So how old was Big L when he passed away?
Big L would have been 20, 23. I'm going to say 23.
Is that your final answer?
Uh, yeah, I'm going to say 23.
Ooh, it was 24. It was 24 years
Oh,
old.
damn.
I'm so close. So close.
I
It
can
was so
guess the
funny.
year for a freaking mascot, but I
It
can't
was so funny
remember
though,
the
because
LA.
when you were saying out 1995 for the other one, I was just looking at every number. You were getting 1995, but yeah, not for this question though, unfortunately. So we're gonna move on to question number 3. This is a wrestling question. So what WWE pay per view was the highest grossing of all time?
Well, it'd have to be a WrestleMania, I'd assume. Uh, like, is it a number? Like, do I just say the pay per view? Do I actually have to say like what, like WrestleMania 20 or something?
Yeah, I'm looking for the specific WrestleMania.
Uh, Actually, I'm gonna go like WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I think that's when they're in the big stadium. I'm not sure.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
So it was WrestleMania 28 was the answer, headlined by The Rock versus John Cena. It had 1.2 million buys. Other matches included The Undertaker versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match, CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, and Daniel Bryan losing his title to Sheamus in 18 seconds.
Yeah, I can see how The Rock and Cena would definitely be the highest selling.
100%. They had like, I don't remember if it was actually real or if it was fake, but I know John Cena had some kind of like resentment towards The Rock for a long time for being like more movie orientated and not coming to wrestle as much until he started doing movies himself and realized like how
He
long
did
and then
exactly what The Rock did.
exactly, yeah.
I think he
But
probably did in real life hold that resentment at the time, but I think they also played it up a little bit for the actual show. But I wouldn't doubt
yeah,
if he had that resentment because The Rock was this part timer.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to question number 4. So this is Maple Leaf question again. How many Stanley Cups have the Toronto Maple Leafs won in total?
Okay. Uh, 16. That's gonna be my guess.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
The answer is 13 Stanley Cups.
Ah,
I could give you a bonus point if you name what year the last one we won was in.
67.
Woo!
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
That is in fact true. The last one we won was in 1967.
I
I
think we're the longest drought in sports history for a team not winning their championship, whatever sport it is, NFL, MLB, hockey.
yeah.
We're the longest one.
So we'll move on to question number 5. This is a Big L question again. What was Big L known for amongst underground hip hop fans?
Punchlines.
For his punchlines, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, that was incorrect. Big L was known for his freestyling ability in the hip
Oh
hop
yeah.
underground.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that was yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that one the like 7 minute freestyle or whatever it was with Jay Z, the lines you'd pull on that, man, they were incredible.
Oh, for sure, man. So yeah, we'll move on to question number 6. This is another wrestling question. What is considered the biggest feud in wrestling history?
Uh oh man, I got a couple. I'm gonna just go The Rock and Austin.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
The Rock and Austin was actually second place. Uh, the first place biggest feud in wrestling history is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon.
That was my other guess. That was the two I was going with. Austin McMahon or Austin Rock.
I think number 4 was Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair.
Yeah, that was incredible. And even go like, oh, there's a few of them. Triple H, Shawn Michaels was a really good one. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
few.
Yep. So yeah, we'll move on to question number 7. Another Toronto Maple Leafs question. Who is the most iconic player in Toronto Maple Leafs history?
Well, uh, well, there's a few. I'm gonna say Daryl Sittler because he had the 10 points.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Ah,
Bro, you're killing me here, man.
is it gonna be Wendell Clark?
No, it's Matt Sundin.
Ah, come on, that's too recent. Can't be the most iconic.
He is the most iconic. He led our group for probably the longest time. He didn't have a very ceremonious exit from the Leafs by any means, but yeah, he's arguably the most iconic player in Leafs history.
Yeah, I went Daryl Sittler just because he got the 10 points in one game that broke the record. So that's what I was going with.
I thought for sure. Actually, it was either Sidler or Wendell Clark, man, the mustache, you know?
Yeah. Now there's a couple of them. Like even Doug Gilmore at one point was iconic for the Leafs.
That's true. Ty Domi, Ed Belfour,
Yeah. Curtis Joseph.
Cujo. Yeah.
So many. Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Sundin, the one guy.
Yeah, it's the name I would always think of actually when I think of it, because that's when I was watching it too. Like started watching hockey or growing up watching it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to question number 8. This is another Big L question. How old was Big L when he first started rapping?
Oh, when he started rapping. So he died at 24. Uh, he probably started young, like, uh, man, these are tough, man. 13.
Is that your final answer?
No, 14.
Is that your final answer?
No, we're going back to 13. Final answer. I'm locking it in.
No, it was actually 12. I thought you were gonna go the other way with it. That's why I was gonna. That's why I was laughing. But
I was
no,
just
Big
thinking
L
like
started
way
rapping when
back
he
in
was
the
12.
80s. Damn, I would have never, like, once again, 13, 14 was just a wild guess.
Man, you're really good with the number guesses. Like even though some of them you haven't gotten right, you're like literally like one number off, one or two numbers off.
I can only
Um,
pull off that 1995 one once, the rest can't get lucky twice.
yeah. So I believe there's a few stories about it, but Big L was rapping at 12 years old. He actually had, I think, a rap battle that he had with Jay Z. like prior to any of them being famous by any means or anything, like in school.
I'm assuming that's when he probably like hung out with like the Children of the Corn group and stuff like that. It was probably starting at a young age.
Yeah. All right, so this moves on. This gets us to our last question, number 9, which is a wrestling question. So, who is arguably the greatest wrestler of all time? Tell me who the greatest wrestler of all time is.
Bret Hart.
Is that your final answer?
See, it's between him or Shawn Michaels, but
Okay, wait a sec. Let me back this up a sec. Okay, the graph or like graph, I guess, rating system. Sorry, that they used to determine who was the greatest wrestler of all time includes their look, their in ring ability, their microphone skills, and their total markability.
oh, Stone Cold then for marketability and mic skill. Oh, Stone Cold, highest
Is that
selling.
your final answer?
Yeah. Got one.
Let's go. Yeah, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Due to all of those factors, is arguably the greatest wrestler of all time.
Yeah, once you put it all together, I was just thinking the wrestling ability, and once you said marketability, and all, I was like, wow, okay, no one's ever topped him, so Stone Cold.
Yeah, they were saying that
John Cena
one
would be
of
close.
John Cena would be close actually. Undertaker was number 2, obviously.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of brought him down a little bit is that he doesn't necessarily have mic skills because it's not really part of his character, you know.
Yeah.
But
I got 2 right out of that whole thing.
Stone Cold was definitely kind of the whole package, you know. He didn't do really anything crazy in wrestling, but the one thing that they were saying that really propelled him forward was when he coined the Austin 316 saying.
Yeah, and Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass. Yeah, man, for sure. And I know when, like, before he broke his neck, he was actually, like, a really good in ring wrestler as well. And then after he broke his neck, he kind of had to change the way he wrestled and became more of a brawler and did more, like, segments and stuff like that instead of actual pure, like, wrestling matches.
Yeah, I miss all that stuff. I miss the Attitude Era so much.
I know when Stone Cold came back at this last WrestleMania, I was so excited, man.
Because you knew it wasn't going to be PG. There's no way in hell.
No, no, he can't. He can't be PG.
All right. So, what do you think you did? 1 out of 9.
All right, I got 1995. I got the Stone Cold. I think I only got 2. I got 1967 too. I got 3.
Okay, we're going to tally up your score here. You did, in fact, get 3 out of 9.
Yeah.
Give you the golf clap, my friend.
I failed. It felt like I was back in high school.
Man, like you started off like not strong, but strong with that first question because you like butchered the bear, the Craig the bear.
What did I say?
Craig the bear.
The C was there. Come on.
But then you got the year, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, he's gonna destroy this. But it's okay.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, those are tough. The Big L one though. The age that he died at, I said 23, 24, and then the other one 13. It was 12. Like, damn, just one.
Man, 1 year off, 1 year, and when you went up to 14, I had to laugh out loud because you just had to go 1 year back. 1 year back, man. You went 1 year the wrong way.
Yeah, those are tough. Those are fun though.
I'm definitely gonna have to get you on another future episode so that we could redeem ourselves on the quiz show.
Oh yeah, I'll get 9 out of 9.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break and check out a single from our guest's most recent album titled Global Domination 2. Here's We Got It by KingCanada featuring R.A.P. Let's get it.
Anything you want, we got it in this product, hottest on it. Clearing shit, colonic, got it, clearing out the toxins of it. Hip hop and the nonsense of it, faster than a rolled up Sonic. Hooked on phonics since I got it as a child, and I promised that this language I would rule and use it as a tool to grow and use the words that I have learned to put in songs that's suitable for this game by spitting out combining rhymes so beautiful. Doing what I can to dodge the 9 to 5 and cubicles. After years of all this work, I found others with innovation, found them from around the world. Now part 2 of my domination, fire and more talent, so you will love this iteration that we're bringing to the masses, representing every nation. So if you stumble across this album, you can stop right here. We got everything you want inside this, just to make it clear. It's the truest forms of hip-hop, everything you're gonna hear. It's the best of indies come together on the highest tier. So anything you want, we got it. No, we got it. Flows, we got it. Talent, got it. Beats, we got it. Features, got it. Heat, we got it. All that got it. Raps, we got it. Stats, we got it. Trap, we got it. Greats, we got it. Fans, we got it. Label, got it. Name it, got it. Anything you want, we got it. No, we got it. Flows, we got it. Talent, got it. Beats, we got it. Features, got it. Heat, we got it. All that got it. Raps, we got it. Stats, we got it. Trap, we got it. Greats, we got it. Fans, we got it. Label, got it. Name it, got it.
Anything you think about, name, yeah, you know we got it. Neurological link to your brain, hooked on narcotics. Tom Brady with the reins, getting paid. Yeah, we bossin', Lord save me on the brink of fame, and I ain't getting off it. I ain't getting off it, never giving, never gonna switch topics like comics. Get my money like pickpockets, aim for the locket, gonna run the profit, cock it back, smack, reload it, restock it, kill him with a bop it, and now you boppin'. I can't stop this, I create trends just by talking. Let me come in and try to kind of break it down. BTB Records and MPP, we finally breaking ground. KC and R.A.P, we velvet smooth, creating sound. Bound to get paid and we wanna count out the whole amount. I'm here to join this global domination, bless this shit with the verse. 400 horses, power racing, and I ain't even get discouraged. We're here with our dedication, we ain't here for the birds. And if you don't agree, this is my occupation, you can suck it, nerds.
Anything you want, we got it. No, we got it. Flows, we got it. Talent, got it. Beats, we got it. Features, got it. Heat, we got it. All that got it. Raps, we got it. Stats, we got it. Trap, we got it. Greats, we got it. Fans, we got it. Label, got it. Name it, got it. Anything you want, we got it. No, we got it. Flows, we got it. Talent, got it. Beats, we got it. Features, got it. Heat, we got it. All that got it. Raps, we got it. Stats, we got it. Trap, we got it. Greats, we got it. Fans, we got it. Label, got it. Name it, got it.
Welcome back. Once again, that was We Got It by KingCanada featuring R.A.P. All right, so now we're moving on to Do You Remember? Essentially, just like the Quiz the Whiz segment, this segment here, we get a category or a subject from our guest and we talk about it for a few minutes and we just throw back. Today's topic chosen by KingCanada is classic video games.
Yep, I love the old N64 console, probably one of my favorites.
Oh man, I played the crap out of my Nintendo 64. Okay, I got a question for you. What's the first game you played on Nintendo 64?
It would have been GoldenEye. Well, probably Super Mario 64 since they like came with every console. But the first one, like I remember getting right in GoldenEye for sure.
The first game that I played on Nintendo 64, and I'm not mean like super get like right into or anything like that, but just like the first game I could go back and remember playing is Mario Tennis.
Yeah, Mario Tennis was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember I had a was it Nintendo NES before, and I went to go visit my brother and like my stepdad, but he had like another family at the time or whatever, and we were playing with my I guess my stepbrothers, and yeah, they whipped out Mario Tennis. That was my first experience on a Nintendo 64.
That's a different one because, like I said, most people would be the Super Mario 64 because it came with it. I think it did, or I don't remember. Everybody just seemed to have that game. And then in school, you heard around about GoldenEye, and I remember asking my dad to grab me GoldenEye. Loved that, and Super Smash Brothers too, man. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I still have
Video games of all time. Super Smash Brothers is up there for me.
oh 100%. I think what are the games I remember playing with those guys? Mario Tennis, Mario Party, Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, I still play Mario Party with my wife today.
Yeah, I play it with my girlfriend, but like shit's weird now, man. They made everything so damn weird. I don't know if it's them making it weird or if it would have been the same like in the past, and they're just like we're not as I guess clean minded as we used to be or something. But like shit's just weird now, man.
Yeah. Well, even when you read the actual text, when you're younger and you're playing these games and they have the text bubbles and stuff pop up, I don't know about you, but I didn't read shit. I just wanted to play the game. Now, like you go back and play those games and you read the text bubbles because of the Japanese translation. I guess they're so random.
They're so random. Oh, the other one I just remembered is Ocarina of Time. I played the shit out of that game too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, the N64 has got to be like most memories for me, especially because I loved it. Which is not around with video games now is like the community aspect of these games, where the split screen and everybody had to be together at each other's house to play it, and you don't get that. Like you can't even find a good split screen co-op type game nowadays. It's all online.
Yeah. That's very true. I didn't ever really think about that because it was like transitioning from people going and playing outside to like video games becoming a thing, then people going outside to go to their friend's place to go play video games, and now it's not like that anymore at all.
No, and we were right in the generation pretty much of where you kind of did both. Like you would get bored of the game pretty quickly because games weren't that elaborate back then. So you did go outside, or you kind of mixed them both, or your parents would force you to go outside. Like, hey, now it's time to go outside. But now today, yeah, it's lost in video games. Now, like some of them take you like 80 hours to just go through a game.
Yeah, I think there's only two games in my whole lifetime that I got in complete shit for playing or for playing too much of, and the first one was like I was mentioning before. I had the Nintendo NES, and I had Mortal Kombat on that bitch, and I played the shit out of Mortal Kombat, and I played the shit out of Mortal Kombat at a very young age that I shouldn't have been playing Mortal Kombat at. And I remember like my real father. I've told this story before, but my real father, he used to be super religious and stuff like that, and he was never around much in my life, but he'd come and like pick me up, and sometimes we'd hang out and stuff like that, and usually I was always ready to go when he came to pick me up. And this one time he came to pick me up and I was in the middle of playing Mortal Kombat and I was not ready to go, and he came upstairs to see
You
like
hit my fatality, man. Hold on.
yeah, man, that's actually what happened right when he was walking in the room. Is all you heard was the TV go, "Finish him" or whatever, and then my dad just kind of like looked over to the TV and he's like, what the hell are you playing?" And then I just like fucking ripped somebody's head off or something, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't play this game anymore." I went to go visit him for I think it was like a week or two, and I was grounded that whole time because I was playing Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, man, I play this every single day. Like I never told him, but I'm like, you don't understand. I play this all the time. Like I'm already
Yeah,
messed up.
my dad was never big on it because I grew up living with my dad. My parents split, so I lived with my dad most of the time.
Hmm.
He was he never really he always found them cool and fascinating. Didn't care about the violence or whatever in the video game. But I remember one uh, that really rubbed people the wrong way. I played at my aunt's, I think it was Conker's Bad Fur Day for N64. I don't know if you remember that game, or
Yeah.
that was a very crude game. And I remember being there with my cousin playing it, and my older cousin, who was 16, like had the game, but we stole it from his bedroom to play it, and we got in a lot of trouble for that.
Damn. I remember that game. That game's hilarious.
Yeah, it's not a game you play when you're like 11 years old,
No. The other game that I got in trouble for playing wasn't necessarily because of content, but it's just because how long it was. It was Final Fantasy. And like I got into those games at one point and I had to stop playing them because like instead of going and playing with my friends, I'm like there wasn't that point where you got bored of playing the game or like you just kept going because they kept making stories like Final Fantasy 12, 13,
Yeah,
14, 20. You know what I mean? Like they never stopped making stories for them, so you just kept playing them, and as soon as you were done a story, you just pop the next disc in, and then you just keep playing. And I remember like I oh, this is hilarious. I haven't thought about this in a while, but this is on like PS2. I had my PS2 and I was playing Final Fantasy. My mom told me to go to sleep, and just like how like you see like videos of like kids like playing their little Game Boy or something like under the covers. Well, I had my TV on still, and if I heard my mom come, then I just shut the TV off with the remote. And I also, because those systems at the time were still really loud and like really bright, I shoved it in the drawer with the wires coming out of it. So when I heard my mom, I shut the TV off, and then I kicked the drawer with my leg, and it would just close the drawer. But the fucking wires were still sticking out of the friggin' the dresser drawer and connected to the TV or whatever. But yeah, that's how I got away with playing Final Fantasy for a bit until I actually sat there and I'm like, man, there's too much story to this. It never ends, bro. Like,
Yeah, I hear you. I think we all have those marathon video. I was never into Final Fantasy myself. I had friends and stuff that would get into it, or another one I wasn't into, but people, man, people were skipping school for like weeks, was World of Warcraft when that came out. That was
oh yeah.
insane how nuts people went into it. And I was kind of like that with Diablo. I got totally lost in Diablo. I think even like I pretended to be sick a couple day at times just to not go to school, and my dad was okay, so I'd just be there and I would play Diablo the whole fucking time. I know, one of my favorite games for sure.
Yeah, I still play Diablo
Yeah.
to this day. I honestly though, I have to agree with you. I never got into World of Warcraft either, because I even remember they were doing like that 7 day trial, like a week of a free character kind of thing, and I played like once or twice, and I'm like, this is kind of not what I like playing, you know?
Yeah. And people were like in love with that game. It was insane what that did. I had best friends, and I swear they didn't go to school for like a week, and I used to hang out and we used to play road hockey all the time. And could keep calling like, "You guys up for some hockey?" Or, no, no, I'm still in the middle of World of Warcraft. No, I'm still in the middle of World of Warcraft. What the hell's with this World of Warcraft game? Jeez.
It's taken over the world, man.
Yeah, and for me, the biggest like the reason why I never got into it, I think, was just because it was a monthly subscription, wasn't it, when it came out?
Yeah, it still
I
is.
know I couldn't convince my dad to pay a monthly subscription when I'm 14, 13 in high school. He would have said no, and I wasn't working to get the money, so I just said screw it. I want to just buy a game and own it, not pay monthly for it.
Exactly. I'm like, man, I'm not cheap by no means, but like, I want to pay for the game one time and then fucking play the game. That's why I hate all these pay to win games. And like,
Yeah,
man, Fortnite ruined the entire world of gaming because of this battle pass bullshit. Now, like every single game I play, I'm like, man, I'll play a new game. I'll download a game and I'll go to play it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is cool. Oh, look, another battle pass. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. You know, and it's in the most random ass games. Like, have you heard of the game Fall Guys? Have you heard of that game?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, it's kind of hilariously stupid. It's basically like the concept of like I guess like a battle royale, or like but like for Mario Party kind of thing. So there's like
Okay.
obstacle courses and like little mini games that you have to play, and you start off like with I believe 60 people, and then every time like there's, say you do like a race in the first round, only 44 people make it, and then they make it to the next one and the next one until there's just one guy left, kind of thing.
Okay.
There's a battle pass for that game. Like, why in the hell is there a battle pass for that game? There just is.
Did you have to pay to get the game too?
Yeah.
You see, that's a lot of games do that now. Even like big AAA titles, they'll release games unfinished just to get you to buy the other things to pretty much finish the game.
It's true.
You're already spending like for especially a AAA title or something like $69.99 for the game itself, and then they also want you to pay like $20 for this extra bonus ending or something like that. It drives me
Man,
nuts.
shit's not even like that anymore, bro. It's 79.99 now for fucking brand new premium games
Yeah,
coming out.
that is true. Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. It's like that's why I was explaining to my girlfriend the other day. I'm like, man, games were never that expensive before, and like it's DLCs and microtransactions that are like they're giving.
Nuances and
It sucks because they're giving extra content to the game. You know what I mean? Like it could be
yeah.
a game that you played through and you're like, this game could use like something extra, and they give you that something extra, but it's all the microtransactions and all extra bullshit. Like if you want this guy with this hat and this pair of shoes and this gun skin, then you got to pay fucking 4 separate transactions of $4.99 on your mom's credit card or something stupid,
Yeah, one of the latest I can think of is I bought the the newest WWE game, the 2K22, and it came out, everything was good, and now to like play as Mankind or to play as Yokozuna or whatever, you got to pay $15 to get those characters. Like they should just be in the damn game.
Oh my god, bro.
To play as like, and they're giving out these legends. It's like a legend pack. You get 4 superstars, and it's like $14.99 for just these 4 superstars. And then a month later, they release another one. And like you said, I paid $79.99 for the game. And then you think if you're adding all the shit into it, like man, you're going almost to the price of a console.
The thing is too is that like 2K, man, they're super notorious. Like I played like 2K basketball, right?
Yeah,
And they're super notorious for skins, like you know what I mean, like skins, emotes,
yeah,
shit that other people can't get unless they buy it. You know what I mean? And it's all like exclusivity. And people are like, "Oh, look, I got this backpack. You got this backpack?" I was like, I don't give a shit. I got that backpack in real life, like
Yeah, 2K and EA are both really bad for that. Like EA Sports, you think with all their, it's all like NHL Hut or with the cards, and you got to buy the card packs, and oh, you can get points from working through the game, but they give you so little, it'll take you like 2 years to just be able to buy a pack.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that when if you actually like take the time to really look into it, um, this is basically like I don't even know how to explain this without sounding like a complete psychopath. But like conspiracies, obviously, how there's like a well, not even it's not necessarily even a conspiracy, but like a lot of the media in the world is owned by like a few major companies, right?
Yeah,
So it's the same thing with obviously with video games, where if you look into it, a lot of the video games are owned specifically by these bigger companies like 2K, EA, Epic Games and stuff, because there's games that I've like started downloading or playing where it's like, oh, Epic Games owns this, and it's like, oh, the people who made Fortnite own this game. Like, why the fuck, why is this, And I never thought about that until a few months ago. um, I was playing NHL, and I used to play NHL very religiously up until this point. So I had a guy on my, I forget what the name of the mode is. I forget what the name of the mode is, but regardless,
mode.
probably yeah. But I had this guy, and his name was Phil McCracken. Okay, and I am not super good at NHL, but I'm pretty friggin' good at it. I'm not gonna like say I'm the best or by any means, but I'm pretty good at the game. I used to deck my friends all the time playing this game.
Yeah.
And so anyway, a lot of people were getting pissed off because they were losing, so they were actually reporting my name. And uh, one day I go to sign in and it tells me, oh, blah blah blah, you can't use the name Phil McCracken anymore. So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just sitting there trying to think of another name, and I'm like, it's really stupid that these people complained about my name. So for the hell of it, I put the exact same name in, written the exact same way, and EA accepted it. They let me use it again a second time. Okay, so I didn't have to change my name. And it happened again where somebody kept reporting my name, and then they told me I got reported for my name, Phil McCracken, and then I got reported for my NHL team's name called the Wabush Meatpackers was the name of our team. And yeah, I got reported for that as well. And then all of a sudden I got a month ban from EA Sports games, or not sports, sorry, EA games. And at the time I didn't really think that much of it. I'm like, okay, I can't play NHL for a month, whatever.
But there's so many games that fall under that.
Bro, all of the okay, I had all of the games except for one on my PlayStation that wasn't an EA game. I couldn't play UFC. Couldn't play UFC.
Yeah.
Just downloaded it too. UFC 4 just came out and I just bought it and I couldn't play it. I couldn't play Apex because that's apparently owned by EA as well. couldn't play NHL, couldn't play Battlefield. I literally couldn't play any of the games on my fucking PlayStation, and I was so pissed. And that's when I started looking into it of like, you know, who owns what and all that crap. And like, man, it's just bigger companies own smaller chunks of all these other games that can't make it, you know?
Yeah, they end up just buying the rights to a lot of games. Like the EA just ends up owning something that maybe you think back in the day that like THQ or Midway would have created, and now they're just under like an EA banner. They
It's true.
really just go buy up like all the little companies and make their own like EA division out of them.
That's why I was,
Disney.
yeah, like Disney. That's 100% true. That's why I was like pumped about what was it? The Crash Bandicoot game. Like, what was the name of that company? Mad Dog or Bad Dog or something like that?
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, that company, bro, they don't give a shit. They're not getting bought out by everybody. They're still making the Crash Bandicoot games, like, you know?
Yeah, yeah, everything like EA. I would assume they must be one of the biggest companies for video games because they're not just sports; they got everything.
They do. They do. Ubisoft as well.
First, yeah, Ubisoft. But I know even EA subscription service as well.
Yeah, they do.
Like the Netflix where you got EA Play. I've had it on my PC before actually, and it's EA Play, and I think you pay $11.99 a month, but you get access to all the titles.
Hmm. Hmm. That's pretty interesting. Except if I get fucking banned, I don't want to not be able to play all those fucking games again.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, what's the odds that you're gonna get banned and for no reason at all? Like your name, but what are people complaining about?
Bro, I've seen way worse names than Phil McCracken, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
My name's Phil, bro. It's Phil. Like,
Yeah.
for all you know, that could be my name in real life.
That'd be hilarious. Why you ban? This is my real fucking name.
Why does nobody take me seriously? My name is Philip Goddamn McCracken.
Philip Bush McCracken. Like, what the big deal here?
Oh my god. Oh man. Well, man, it's been nice to hang out and stuff. I don't think we had done like a hangout like this since like the actual hangout episode that we did for last, right?
Yeah, and those are coming back actually.
Man, I'm down to. I'm down to come on and to hang out anytime. I love just chilling and chatting with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I love the concept of that show because when I was first doing the podcast, it had to be censored just because of radio. Like I couldn't, I was able to play uncensored music, but myself as the interviewer or the interviewee couldn't swear, couldn't really, release any crude humor or anything like that, which is shitty because I'm all about crude humor and all. It's just completely uncensored, shoot the shit, have a drink, smoke a joint, do whatever you want. And I love the concept of that show. But just sometimes when the night ended, man, I was fucking fried. Because it's done on a Friday night usually, and I did one episode with JP and Kronos, and Kronos kept wanting us to do shots, and I've been up since like 7 in the morning that day. It was hitting 11 o'clock here. Like 10:30 is my bedtime, man, and I'm only starting to do the shit at 11. By the end of that episode, I was so squinty-eyed just staring at that screen, and JP even goes, "Sean, I think it's time for you to go to bed." And I'm like, I agree with that one, man.
Oh man, those are the awesome experiences, though, man. Just hanging out with people that you don't really get the chance to hang out with, because they're so far away.
Yeah, and it's not just basic question and answers. You're actually just talking about things you like, and like you said, you get to know the people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. KC, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for the invite, man. This was a lot of fun.
No problem. Tune in next time to the Second Impression podcast and come chill with me, R.A.P, and our new guest. Good night.